Hello everyone, it's Destiny, and today we are going to be trying out Blade alongside Feixiao. And before we get into today's video, I'd love to know if there's any characters you're excited for in version 4.3 or version 4.4. And if you'd like to see some more content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. For today's showcase, we are going to be using E0 S0 Feixiao and E0 S0 Blade. And right off the bat here with Hyacinth, we are going to use our skill, follow up here with our ultimate, and Hyacinth's going to be able to help with getting more charges for Blade, allowing Ashveil to use his follow-up attacks here, and also being able to help out with getting more Flying Aureus for Feixiao. So there we go with Ashveil, and now we have enough energy for Blade so we can immediately use his ultimate, go into the Infinite Fury state, and now take advantage of those buffs from Blade. Now with Feixiao, we can just skill, Ashveil's going to use that final follow-up attack, and now we can use his ultimate, so we'll have 3 follow-up attacks ready to go. So there we go with Ashveil, and boom! Now Feixiao can just use her ultimate immediately after, and we're going to be able to deal a nice amount of damage right here. And Ashveil will also come in with his follow-up and the Blade attack as well. So we're just going to have some back-to-back attacks here. Now another attack from Ashveil. Now little Eco will come in, and we have enough stacks to unleash another ultimate with Feixiao. Alright, Blade is going to unleash his skill once again, and now we can follow up here with his ultimate, and boom, there we go. 1.8 million damage right there, and Blade can just follow up with another skill, and we have another ultimate ready to go. Well, bam! Now with Ashveil, I can just use his skill. With Hyacinth here, I am just going to use her ultimate once again on her turn, just so we can work towards getting her next ultimate and unleash another attack there with little Ika. Now I can just basic attack, little Ika will attack once again, another attack here from Blade, and with Feixiao, what I'm going to be able to do is just use her skill, and I could just finish this off right here with Ashveil. I can either use the Feixiao ultimate here or the Ashveil ultimate. Alrighty, we're not going to deal too much damage, but it'll still be some right here, just so we can avoid wasting too many Flying Aureus stacks. And with this particular team, we are going to be able to get Feixiao a bunch of stacks thanks to Ashveil's follow-ups, Blade being able to unleash his skill once he has 9 points of charge, and also Blade using his skill on his turn and his ultimate. So there we go with Ashveil. Now Blade, another attack like so, and we can use his ultimate once again, and well, bam! And what's really nice about Blade is he's going to be able to provide some nice AoE damage output for this team. So even though Ashveil and Feixiao are single target attackers, Blade is going to be able to nicely help out with the AoE of the team. And of course, we also have Hyacinth helping out with this as well. Alright, now Feixiao's skill, Ashveil follow-up, Blade is going to attack like so, and Flame Reaver is almost to the 2nd HP bar. We can just basic attack here with Hyacinth, there we go. And now with Feixiao, I can break Flame Reaver here, and well, bam! Alright, we can attack with Blade, and with Blade I am going to hold off on using his ultimate until we exit the Infinite Fury state, so that we can immediately re-enter the state. So with Ashveil I'm going to attack, Hyacinth I am just going to use her ultimate right here. Alright, after Rain's state duration is replenished, and we're just going to basic attack once again. And now with Blade, I can immediately enter the Infinite Fury state and take advantage of the buffs from Blade's ultimate being active. We're going to use Ashveil's ultimate once again. Oh my gosh, 1% on Flame Reaver. I was like, wait, the Feixiao follow-up didn't kill there. Okay, thankfully the Ashveil follow-up there was able to kill, and now we are on to the 2nd HP bar with the Turbulence about to come in as well. So there we go with Feixiao. Another follow-up from Ashveil, and we can just use our skill. And this particular team is going to be so nice for getting some more charge for Blade, as we have the follow-ups from Ashveil, we have the follow-ups from Feixiao, and then of course, when it is Hyacinth's turn, she can basic attack, and then little Ika can also attack as well. There we go with Blade. Turbulence is going to come in, and now with Blade here, we can just use his skill, get rid of some of those clones, and we can also follow up with his ultimate. Alright, the clones are gone, and now we can basic attack with Hyacinth once again. And with Ashveil here, I can use his skill, follow up here with the ultimate, so we're going to be able to unleash some follow-up attacks onto Flame Reaver. And Flame Reaver is already at 37%. Okay, there we go, another follow-up. another follow-up from Feixiao, another follow-up from Ashveil, and now the attack from Blade as well. And another follow-up. We just have back-to-back follow-ups here, which is awesome. Okay, now with Hyacinth, what we are going to do is basic attack. Little Ika is going to come in and attack as well. And now with Blade right here, we can use his ultimate once again. And boom, there we go. Now with Hyacinth right here, I am going to use her ultimate just so we get an additional charge and points of Flying Aureus. And with Feixiao right here, I am going to use her ultimate. And we are one Flying Aureus stack away from another ultimate. So here with Blade, what we're going to do is skill. Okay, 1% on Flame Reaver, but it is fine. We got that Flying Aureus stack for Feixiao, and just to take a quick look, we are using Cruising in the Stellar Sea Feixiao for today, and for our Blade, we're using Before Tutorial Mission Begins. Alright, now with Feixiao, we are gonna wrap up this fight right here with her ultimate, and boom, there we go. Overall, really fun showcase right there. We were in the Star Wars mode, so we have 3 stages of MOC, and we only used up 1 cycle with this team right here. Alrighty, so here we have the builds for today's video, and we're gonna be starting off here with Feixiao. I am a little overcapped on the crit rate by 1.5%. Ideally, that would go to a different stat, but I did want to ensure that Feixiao had as much crit rate as possible to ensure that we weren't missing crits throughout the fight. We are using Cruising in the Stellar Sea for today, which is a completely free-to-play light cone. As for her traces, they're maxed out. As for her relics, we're just using Duron Dynasty and Wind Soaring. Now, you can absolutely use Wind Set Feixiao as well if you do have Wind Set available for her. For her Eidolons here, we have an E0 Feixiao. I've not activated any of these Eidolons. If you do have Eidolons on her though, then of course your performance would improve even more. As for Blade, here he is. We're just using Before the Tutorial Mission Begins, which is also a completely free-to-play light cone. For the traces, they're maxed out. For the relics, we're using Bone Collection, and we're using Master Smith. And for his Eidolons, he is also E0. Now when it comes to Ashveil here he is. We do have a signature light cone, but you can consider using alternative hunt light cones as well. For his traces, they're maxed out. For his relics, we're using City of the Converging Stars and Ash Blazing Grand Duke. Ashveil is another character though, if you'd like you can use the Eagle sets if you do have that available for him. And for his Eidolons, he is also E0. Now we have Hyacinth, which in this slot you can mainly use whichever sustains you have. The main thing I would try to ensure with my sustain of choice though is that they're able to attack frequently, that you're able to get more Flying Aureus for Feixiao, and also being able to get more points of charge for Blade, and being able to attack the enemy that is inflicted with bait, so you're able to get more energy for Ashveil. In the case of Hyacinth, we also have our signature light cone, but if you do need a free-to-play option, you can consider Memory Curtain Never Falls. For her chases, they're maxed out. For her relics, we're using Giant Tree and Warrior Goddess of Sun and Thunder, and for her Eidolons, she is also E0. What I really like about this team is that this team is going to be able to inflict considerable damage with essentially all of the team members. Feixiao is going to be able to deal nice damage with her ultimate. Blade is going to be able to help out with his skill as well as his ultimate as well. And as mentioned throughout the showcase, Blade is going to be able to help out with the AoE damage of the team. So when there are multiple mobs on the field, Blade can help with defeating those mobs with his ultimate, his skill, and so on. In the case of Ashveil, he's going to be able to inflict frequent follow-up attacks onto enemies. And since we have a team right here that is able to attack frequently, this results in him being able to regenerate more energy thanks to our allies attacking the enemy inflicted with bait. So they're going to be able to help out Ashveil right here to use his ultimate a bit more often so that we're able to take advantage of those follow-up attacks. And in the case of Hyacinth, once again, your sustain option is ultimately up to you. You can potentially also consider going sustainless with this team, but for your sustain, I would just try to use a sustain that is going to be able to attack frequently. In the case of Hyacinth, what I have been doing with her alongside Blade, and especially in this particular team, I have been using her basic attack very often so that when it is her turn, we're going to be able to get 1 charge from the basic attack and then also get another charge from Little Ika. So 2 charges essentially, and this is going to help out with getting more energy for Ashveil from us attacking the bait and more Flying Aureus for Feixiao once again. So Hyacinth is a nice slot that you can consider using for this purpose. Plus Hyacinth's also going to be able to deal nice damage output of her own, especially with her attacks with Little Ika. Overall though, this team is a bunch of fun. I had a lot of fun using Feixiao, as Feixiao is a very fun character in my opinion when it comes to just how many back-to-back follow-ups we're going to have, especially with a team like this. We have the follow-ups with Ashveil, we have the attacks from Blade once we reach 9 points of charge or higher, and in the case of Feixiao, of course, her frequent follow-up attacks as well. But that'll be all for today's video. I'd love to know if you are excited for Blade, if you're going to be pulling him, or if you're going to be saving for someone else. Version 4.3 has quite a lot of characters to consider. There's Yao Guang if you're playing your relation teams. There is also Cyrene rerunning that patch as well. And of course, we have Blade, who can be used on a variety of teams thanks to his debuffing capabilities and also his damage output that he's able to provide for a team as well. And in the case of 4.4, we're already confirmed to get Himiko Nova based on the drip marketing, and we'll also have the banners for Rin and Gilgamesh as well. So a lot of exciting banners coming up, and I'd love to know who you are the most excited for. But that'll be all for today's video. If you did enjoy it, do make sure to subscribe, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.